Guys, I forgot to move the table. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But the sun's already coming through, so I might as well just do it now and then be done with it, you know, because it's sunny today. So hi. Okay, we're gonna do this guy right here and the leaves, just the leaves and the stem. So no flower yet, just that. Now just getting more bang for your buck. Take off, yep. Space landing, whatever. Should I do the darker one for this, or should I do the lighter one for this? I feel like maybe the lighter one. Maybe? I'll do it. Okay, and what we're going to learn today, we did the... Nope, we didn't. I got them all mixed up. But we did the detached chain stitch in the previous stitch along, in the free stitch along, for 2 different times now. One to show leaves and one to show petals. So what we're going to do here is do the regular chain stitch. There's 2 different ways that you can do it. So I will attempt to show you both ways. Okay? Because I'm just generous, even though I don't really like doing it the other way, but I'll show you. I'll show you anyways. Okay. Actually, I could just show you on a separate hoop, and then we don't have to play around on this part, because that's going to be really annoying for me. Okay. So I will show you. Let me get a scrap piece. I will show you. Now the reason for this is because there's 2 different ways to do it, but one of the ways you have to slide your needle under. And we all know I don't like doing that when there's other stuff around. Okay, so we've got the chain stitch. The chain stitch makes a chain. Okay. So let's do a little line. So the first way to do the chain stitch is you make a detached chain stitch. So you come up from the back, down in the same hole or right next to it, doesn't matter, and you leave your little loop. Okay. And then you put your needle up. Wherever you put your needle up, that's how long each stitch is going to be. Can you present me the embroidery stand? They sell them at Hawthorne Handmade or Cloudcraft, but I got mine at a charity shop. So there you go. So each of these stitches, if you put it really long, like way up here, each of the stitches should be this long. If you put it really, really small, like way down here, each of the stitches should be from here to here. Do you know what I mean? So whatever stitch you choose for the first one, that's kind of how big each one has to be. So you're going to pull it like that and do a little tacking stitch just on the other side of that. Okay. I'm definitely showing you the reverse one first. I don't know why I've done this, but hey ho. So the reverse one goes like this. You come up like this, and you slide your needle through. And you come back down like this. Do you know what? I'm frazzled because we were talking about the dentist earlier, so I might as well just tell you guys too. I have a dentist appointment under sedation on Friday the 26th. So the stitch along is going to end a couple days early. Because I actually have to get a tooth taken out. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk the next day, or how's it going to be. Do you know what I mean? So the stitch along will end on the 25th of February. It's a Thursday. but I will be around on those days, and I've got a giveaway set up for the Friday. So if you could all just pray for me on Friday, the 26th at 10:15 for about an hour, that would be amazing, because I'm absolutely terrified of the dentist. Let alone like having to be sedated and then having to have a needle put in my arm. Oh my God. So I'm trying not to think about it, to be fair. But then I just did because I had to tell everyone, and then, Okay, so this is the reverse chain stitch. This is the one that I don't like because I don't like sliding my needle under each one. But it does look really pretty. Yeah. So you're not going through the threads or through the fabric, you're just sliding underneath there. And then to end, just ends like that. Okay? So the other way, the actual chain stitch that I was supposed to show you in the first place, before I went off about the dentist and freaked out, is a little bit different. So you start at the very tip. And go right down in the same hole or right next to it. It's okay. Both are okay. Oops, not through the knot though. Try not to do that. And you're gonna leave a loop. Okay, so no tacking stitches. You're gonna leave a loop. And again, however long you do this one, this is how long each stitch is gonna be. So notice that each of my stitches are about as long as the first one. Okay, so if you make them really, really small, then you have to make all of them really small. If you make them really big, you have to make all of them really big. So let's just do like a regular amount, like a medium stitch. Okay, now instead of doing the tacking stitch to make it a detached chain stitch, which we will learn later, okay, you're gonna make another loop and put your needle right down like you did the very first time. Pull it through and leave your loop. Make your stitch at the same length. Put your needle right back down where you came up. I like to do mine a little bit in front of, because putting it right next to it sometimes puts your needle through the actual thread, and you don't want to do that. Make your loop. Do we get it? So they do look different in a way that chain stitch kind of faces down, the loops face down, whereas reverse chain stitch, the loops face up. Yeah? So it depends on kind of how you want it to look. You can get the other one to look exactly the same. You just start at the bottom and not the top. So I started both of these from the top and worked down. If I would have flipped this around, they would have looked the same. Yeah? Because when you end this, you put a little tacking stitch on the other side. So actually, same. Yeah? Does that make sense? Okay, so let's put the actual pattern back on. God, I'm like so sweaty because I was talking about the dentist. It like really freaks me out. I'm always sweaty when I come on here, aren't I? Every time. Okay. So we've got this down here. I'm going to do 3 strands because we're going to fill in each of these leaves here with the chain stitch too. So I don't want to have it to be too bulky, or we're not going to be able to fill it in nicely. Oh, that's Amazon. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Have off today, isn't it? The first video, Jessie decided to eat all her food and drink a bunch of water. Now my packages come. Okay, so we've got 3 strands here. Can you do more? Yes. Can you use less? Technically, yes, of course. But I'm going to try for a nice... Don't eat the box, Jessie. Come on. Come on. Yeah, don't eat the box. Okay, so let's do the stem first. Then we'll fill in the leaves. Okay, so you can do either one. Remember, this is the one where we slide our needle through, and this is the one where you do the loops. So it just depends on how you want it to look. Yeah. Both ways are okay. So I'm going to start from the bottom. I prefer this way because I don't, like I said, I don't like sliding the needle through. Especially when there's other stuff around. Probably could have gone 4 strands with this, to be fair. So chain stitch is really great for like lettering, for any kind of like texture. It's actually a really lovely fill stitch, which you'll see in just a minute, because you can really see like each of the stitches. And I quite like that sometimes. So you can tell I made my first stitch really small, so now all my stitches should be really small. Doesn't it make a nice line? Your home is always so quiet. Do you have little kids? I don't have any children. Nope. Just Jessie. So it's really not that quiet. David is upstairs teaching his class because obviously we're working from home. The teachers are working from home. It's the lockdown. So all the schools they're not closed. They're just doing online learning. So David's made a little desk upstairs for him because when he's talking and I'm talking at the same time, you can like overlap the voices, you know. We used to have a desk for him in the living room, which is just over there. But when the Stitchalong started, we were like, uh-oh, we're both going to have to talk to like our classes, quote unquote classes, at the same time. So I'm going to take this all the way up to this cone here, the middle. And that way, when I do the petals, I can just overlap it really easy. Yeah, play with your bone. At least it's not honky peg. David is her big kid. That's David's mom, so she's allowed to say it. Between David and Jessie, goodness. Okay, so I'm going to come right back down here and do the leaves. Now for the leaves, I'm going to do the outline first and then fill in where I can until I could not. Could you please save this video so we could go back to this video and I can see it another time to learn? So every single video is saved on IGTV and then uploaded to YouTube. So you are in luck. I already do it. Okay, so let's go here. Let's put this in the middle so that you can see it. Always on the edge. It gets a little bit tricky. Okay, thank you. You're so welcome. I do like saving them because then they're like really good examples if anyone like buys a kit, because the kits don't come with videos. If someone buys a kit and they're stuck on a stitch, then they can come here and they can look at all of the stitches that we've done so far. And then there's also a basic embroidery stitches video on YouTube. Well, there's one video for each stitch, so it's more like a playlist, not one big long video. And I'm pretty sure they're on the IGTV as well. So if you're ever stuck and just want to watch it real quick, then you can watch it real quick. I still need to film all the rest of them though. But sometimes it's nice to just see the stitch and not have to watch all the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like just to see an example of how it looks. Jessie's laying in the sun, looks so pretty. Aww. Jessie, you're so pretty. She just looked over at me like, leave me alone. I'm busy. Okay. Sorry, I just thought she looked so nice. With her little head on her bone, like, somebody play with me. Oh, nice. She just did a big burp. It's not very ladylike, Jessie. Little Queen Jessie. What time in KS now in South Africa? Well, do you think I'm in Kansas? Isn't that what KS is? I'm in England, and it's 10:49 in the morning. So here at the tip, you can either move it down like this and keep it going round, or you can stop and start again. So I'll probably stop and start again because I want to have a nice tip there, you know? Oh, I love doggos. Stitch Beach says, I'm watching from Michigan. It's 6 a.m. Too early. I'm enjoying this so much. You're such a good teacher, adding a spark to some dreary winter. Oh, that's nice. Now, I want to keep all of my chains like in the right direction, like in the same direction. So you could do the outline and come back down, and then do another out, like fill in the middle and come back down. So it would kind of look like this. Yeah. Or you can go up the side and go up this way, and that way they'll all look the same, like all be in the same direction. So it depends if the stitch direction bothers you or if you couldn't care less, you know? Because some people, they'll look at it and they'll be like, nope, I can't handle that. I need to have them all in the same direction. They can't turn, they can't change. But other people will be 100% fine with it. So it just depends on what you like. Don't know what accent that was I just did, but bonus material. The small chains, oh, they take ages, don't they? But they look so good when they're done. So if you want to, you can fill. If you want to just outline, you can just keep it to the outline. I might outline them today, like leave it for today, and then on the catch-up day, fill the rest. Just because I don't want you guys sitting here watching like the same stitch over and over and over again. That looks so nice. Doesn't it look so nice? I really like it. Okay, let's do this side. Looks fab. Thank you. I'm sure your guys' are gonna look amazing too. I'm from Azerbaijan, Baku. Welcome. Okay, I'm definitely going to run out of thread for this. I should have just stopped it there. Do you know what? I'm going to do that because this is going to, I'm going to have to stop right in the middle and then that's not going to be a fun time trying to, because to stop, if you remember, you have to do a tacking stitch, you know? And you could just continue to cover it up with the next ones, but I'm just not going to go there. I have some extra thread because remember I used 3 strands, so I actually have the other half of my 3 strands here, so I can just use that and then not have to cause any headache or heartache when it doesn't look quite right. Now, someone the other day said they spent an hour unpicking each of the stitches. Unless you're really low on thread, I would not unpick the stitches like that. I would just cut them out and then use your tweezers to pull them out. So if you don't have embroidery tweezers, I would highly recommend buying a pair. They're from a very special shop. You can get them at like Sainsbury's or like Boots. That was my attempt at a joke. Because they're just regular tweezers. You can buy them anywhere they sell tweezers. And I just have a pair that I keep in my little embroidery kit or whatever, my little box over there. And then that way, I don't use them for hair. I just use them for tweezers, you know, for thread. But yeah, that way you can pick off any little hairs. Like Jessie is part husky and she sheds a lot, like a lot. Yeah, so that's annoying, but sometimes, especially if I like work on the sofa and I've got a blanket on me or something, my work will be like covered in hairs. So it's really great to get a pair of tweezers, and then you can pick out those hairs if you need to, or if you have to change your mind and cut out some stitching that you didn't like, then you can do that too. Tweezers. Probably just wouldn't recommend using like tweezers that you use in the bathroom, maybe, for your embroidery. That could be a little bit, you know. Okay, so there is my outline. If you're going to fill, I would put them right next to how they are here. I should probably just fill one maybe, so then you can see what it looks like. I'll just fill one. So you're gonna put it right next to the ones that you've already done. So the trick here is figuring out how wide your stitches are, the whole thing, not just the 3 strands, but the three strand chain stitch, and then putting your next row right next to it. You don't want it to be squished down, but then you also don't want it to be like white space, you know? Okay, and let's go back here. Maybe I can fit one more probably. I probably just need a little bit right in like the biggest part of the leaf in the middle. But we'll see. So you can see if you like the look of the fill or if you like the look of just an outline. So whatever you choose is breathe. Got the gray watch strap. I really like it. It's nice and like neutral. I know I showed you guys earlier that people were asking. So many people have asked. It was like 2 or 3. It wasn't so many. I don't know why they put this in there. Every single time I'm like, nope, we don't want this. Okay, so there's just a little bit of white in the middle. I pretty much have 2 options here. I could like fluff them together a little bit or I can squeeze one more in. So let's see if we can just put a little bit right in the middle just to fill it in. You don't want it to be too overcrowded and like overlapping, but at the same time, you don't want it to look like you didn't finish it. Like you just got tired and you were like, meh. This would be really great for like a sweater or something too. All right, so that's it from me for today. So we've got the chain stitch fill, we have the chain stitch outline, and technically we learned chain stitch and reverse chain stitch today. So whichever one you did, up to you. Let's get this nice so I can put it on the thing. So again, we've got like 2 kinds of really textured leaves here, which you might like and you might decide, actually, Tori, this is better. Actually, Tori, I don't like the 2 textures right next to each other. So again, that's up to you. That's however you feel, you know. You could use chain stitch for something else if you wanted to wait and see what other stitches we use, and then you can swap them maybe. It just depends if you like that or not. I think it looks quite nice, but again, up to you. So I'm gonna go. I hope you have a lovely, lovely Thursday. Oh my gosh, it's Thursday. I hope you have a lovely Thursday, and I'll speak with you tomorrow. All right, bye.